This program is for entertainment purposes only. The content, ideas, and views expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect that of anyone or any institution other than the author. It is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents are products of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual events, locales, or persons, living or dead, is entirely coincidental.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Lux Radio Theater, recorded for you live at NBC Studios in Burbank, California. Tonight's broadcast, Big Red, starring Norman Lee and Arden Kelly. Produced by Lawrence Thompson with sound engineering by Clint Spires. Brought to you in part by Alka-Seltzer Effervescent Tablets. We now pause for a word from our sponsor.
Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Ah, those speedy Alka-Seltzer bubbles burst into action to relieve your upset stomach and aching head fast. Use only as directed. Oh, what a relief it is. What a relief.
And now, Lux Radio Theater proudly presents the broadcast premiere of Big Red. I do love a warm summer day at the park. I was on my way home from a little shopping when I simply felt the need to sit here on this park bench underneath this most sturdy oak tree with its generous shade. And I'm so very pleased that I did, for I have the good fortune to run into you here, my friends. The weather today was most agreeable, so I took the liberty to venture out into the city to buy my niece Darcy a gift. A congratulatory gift. A celebratory gift. I have it here with me, wrapped in this most extravagant and elegant pink paper. The white lace bow that adorns the top of the package, I agree, is most ostentatious. But the occasion which we are celebrating is singular. Niece Darcy has gained admission to medical school. She will one day be a doctor. The first in our family. That is, the first in our family to rarely devote her efforts to actually becoming a doctor, rather than merely playing doctor. My other nieces and nephews appear to spend exceedingly fruitless amounts of time in the pursuit of playing doctor, rather than harnessing their pent-up energies to achieving any measurable and practical success in the biological sciences. So, Darcy holds a very special place in my heart. I always knew she was destined for great things, but I must admit, I was a bit confused when she called me last week to tell me the wonderful news. It was a misunderstanding which to this day tickles me in places I blush to mention. Big Red. Cornell. Big Red indeed.
Uncle! Oh, Uncle! I have the most wonderful news!
She exclaimed on the phone.
I never thought it'd happen, but it has! It really has! Big Red came through! Big Red finally came through!
Big Red? I was flabbergasted. I do try and keep abreast of the changing linguistic habits of our modern youth, but this new euphemism, Big Red, seemed to me to be entirely distasteful, if not downright crass. And besides, why in God's name should a girl of her age still be waiting for her first menstruation? At the budding age of 23, and not to have had her first menses, well, the idea is absolutely irreligious. Big Red indeed. I did not want to burst her bubble, so I said to her, "Congratulations, dear Darcy, your menses—" Big Red is a very important accomplishment.
I know, Uncle. I am so happy. Mommy is calling everyone to brag, but I told her I had to be the one to ring you to tell you the news.
I imagined her mother calling up her friends and enemies, nay, her frenemies, Women from the church bazaar, her hairdresser, anyone that would listen. What would she say to them? How would she phrase it?
Hello? Mrs. Frank, it's Dolores, Darcy's mother. I'm just calling to tell you the most exciting news. Darcy is finally riding the Crimson Tide.
I can only imagine what she said next.
Father Flanagan, it's Darcy's mother. Get a load of this. Aunt Flo and Cousin Red are visiting Darcy.
Or perhaps she said this.
Hello? Darcy's riding the cotton pony and I'm so thrilled.
Maybe this? 911, what's your emergency?
My daughter has a bleeding clam. A bleeding clam, I tell you.
Oh, Darcy is the shining beacon of our family, and I have big dreams for her. It is a wonder she's amounted to anything at all, given the shambles from which she arose. Her mother is an alcoholic, and her father is a homosexual. Of course, Mummy says he's a premature ejaculator as well, so it is no loss to her, really, his sodomitic sexual proclivities. And besides, she is generally too sauced on bourbon and water to notice the male erotica Daddy's taped up on their headboard above her pillow. Ah, but there they are, black and white nudes, alongside a tattered and mysteriously stained photo of David Cassidy, torn from the pages of Teen Beat magazine some 30 years ago. Mummy likes to sprinkle bourbon on her Cheerios.
It's the real breakfast of champions,
She says. I don't argue. I just judge. Silently.